Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Those of you who have been with us for a minute know that we review a lot of golf cart batteries on the channel. We've done many of these, the conversions. We showed you how to bypass the OBCs, get this all installed, set up trays, everything to get you started into lithium. Lithium is a game changer when it comes to your golf carts or most anything that you're doing. The only thing I haven't seen them really come out with an effective one of is one for like your truck or your car. I don't see too many effective ones of those, but if there's one out there, let me know in the comment section down below. But this battery is no different. It's still going to be one of the companies from overseas, but that's where most of this stuff is made, especially the lithium batteries. There's a few features on this one I like that I haven't seen on the other batteries, and I'll show you that, guys, when we get closer. But this battery here was sent to us by Sisway for review. It's a pretty nice case. I like the case on this one. It's got the blue top, and I did see somewhere online they do have them in different colors too, but it does have the metal case, which I tend to like more than the plastic cases because they are serviceable. These screws come off. You could service it, like if you had an issue with the BMS or something, they could be fixed, which makes it nice. And a lot of these, as you'll see when we get closer, have like the power shutoff button on the side. I love to have that shutoff button. It cuts power off to everything from the battery, which is a game changer, not only for the security part of it, but just if you're working on something, you can get the power shut off. You got your lugs, your vent, your setup for your LCD for your screen, which is pretty cool. I'll show you that here in a minute. Now this comes as a complete kit. You're going to get the battery, which this is the 105 amp hour lithium battery, so it gives you slightly more than the traditional 100 amp hour batteries. Not too long ago we did one with 150 amp hour. That's almost the max we could get in that cart, but game changer as far as distance and performance. We love that thing. But we have our test cart here today. We're going to be putting this in, or one of our test carts. That's what we're going to be putting this in. This does have the 200 amp BMS, which you're going to want to look for when you're looking for golf cart batteries. That just allows you to have that bigger surge. Like if you're going up a hill, you got more people, something like that. It's going to allow for that. And then also with what this comes with is the waterproof charger and the display. This display is kind of cool. It's different than most of them that you see, which will show you that. I'm getting ahead of myself. I like the display on this one. We were able to check that out. And like I said, 200 amp BMS with a little bit of a surge is good to go. This particular one, which is one of the things you look for when you're looking for these lithium batteries, is these cycles. This one says it'll get 4,000 plus cycles, which is 8 times longer than the lead acid for the most part. So they claim. And with that 4,000 cycles, you're going to be able to charge a lot. I mean, a long time. It's going to last a long time, which is what you want. And the size is pretty. This is a pretty decent size to fit in most carts without struggle. On our last one, we did struggle a little bit putting that in a cart, but like I said, that was 150 amp hour in a metal case, and it had the brackets, but it was a challenge getting that in there. So maybe measure your space to know if it's going to fit for you, because this one's a 20 by 4, 13 by 11, and 9.65 tall. So keep that in mind when you're trying to find a place to put it. It does have all the protections you see most of them have. Has the overcharge protection, over discharge, short circuit, over temp, low temp, over current. It claims it has all that. And like I mentioned in previous videos, we are not the channel that takes these apart, tests each cells, critiques what's inside. There's other channels that do that. Maybe they'll get a hold of one of these and do that, and you can check that out. But we put them through real world tests, like in a cart, driving with different people, distances. We checked range. We checked the surge. We do what a normal person would do. A normal person is not going to take this apart and tell you, yep, they're grade A cells, or yep, it's got the cold temperature shutoff. We don't. We're just putting it through the paces that we normally do, or most of you would probably normally do, to tell you if it's going to work or not. So it does have all those protections. And with a 5-year warranty, which you can't even get that with a lead acid. I mean, you're lucky to get 2, even on the deep cycle one. So 5-year warranty, and they'll help you with anything you need to get it fixed or anything. And they say you can get a 50-mile range out of this. From our experience, not so much. Maybe about 45, but this is 105 amp hour. I don't know if we've done 105 amp hour. We might have done all hundreds and 150s. So this might be our first 105. So we'll see what the range is with this once we, get it out there and doing it. So let's show you the charger right now. This is all new. I just took it out of the box. It's well packaged. It came to us well packaged. I'll leave a picture up here of it packaged. I didn't film the unboxing of it because who wants to see an unboxing, right? All right, now the charger packaged well is also. Now this is a waterproof charger. It's a nice looking charger, and it does come already. It does come already with your socket right here that you can put in right into the water. I mean, this one's different than the other ones. The other ones come with like a like a plug, like a normal outlet plug. This one comes with its own kind of plug, which is pretty awesome, I guess. So you already have this, so you don't have to buy that port. We've done some where you had to buy like the Noco port and put that in. That comes with the port for you. It comes with all your cables you're going to need to hook it up. Okay, here's your charger. Like I said, it's got all, I mean, there's so much. This one looks a little more, I have to say, complicated than some of the other ones. Oh, it's got the remote charge light, which we do like these on a lot of these. We'll show you guys closer. The remote charge light will light up either green or red, let you know if it's charging or it's charged. We like to have those on there. That way you don't have to lift up the seat every time or look at the display. This end is going to go to your battery. This is the remote light. This end's going to plug into your outlet right there. And then this is your normal, going to be a charge plug. That's where this one's different than a lot of them that we've seen. They don't come with their own proprietary type of plug. It comes with just a regular outlet type of plug. This one has its own proprietary type of plug, which isn't bad by no means. I mean, you're just going to plug it in here like you would an extension cord. They're just providing you the extension cord if you look at it that way. So this is a 20 amp charger, so it's going to charge your battery pretty quick. So 20 amp, 105 amp hour. You're going to charge it in about 5 hours from totally empty. And most of you aren't going to be totally empty when you do it. From my experience mounting these, I recommend mounting them this way so you don't get stuff down in your fan. I mean, these are waterproof anyway, so I mean, of course, I haven't submerged them and tried to charge anything, but they claim to be waterproof. Haven't had any problem with the ones we put on the carts. So that's nice right there. And like I said, you got the cool plug. All this stuff comes with the booklets. You're going to get all the books you need. This one's for the charger. It tells you everything about the charger. This little packet here is going to be everything you need to know about the battery. Gives you all that information. Let's open it up, see what we got. It's just going to show you kind of a card of what comes with the battery. We'll show you guys that closer here in a minute. You have your normal screws from like mounting it down with the nuts. You got screws for mounting it to the terminals. Everything that's included here is right here. So that's pretty nice. And then of course you have your instruction manual with the battery. That's the thing about these. These are pretty self-explanatory for what we do. All right, this is that display I wanted to show you guys. This thing's pretty awesome. I'll bring you guys closer in a second, but most of these displays you see, because this is a touch display with 3 different screens. It'll tell you your state of charge, how far you're down, if you're charging or not. It'll tell you the levels of your battery, if they're balanced. It gives you a bunch of information. It also tells you how many cycles you've gone through, so you can keep track of that when you're looking at it. But most of these you see is just the screen that sits in the dash, and you got to make a spot in your dash for the screen, which on these carts, there ain't a lot of dash space in a lot of these. So that's the problem we were finding on some of our carts. So this one here kind of changes that. This is a little screen you can mount to your dash. I mean, you just set it on there and it's going to face you, give you all your information. That way you don't have to cut a hole in your dash. I like that. This is the first one we come across with that. So Sisway, good job with this. This thing's pretty awesome. And you got your connection on the bottom, which just cable plugs in here, plugs in your battery. We'll show you all that when we get to it, but I want to give you guys a closer look. And of course, you got that cable I was mentioning. They give you a lot of cable, so you can go from this to your battery, and all your information is going to be there. Now, when you're installing these, like we mentioned before, you want to make sure you 100% fully charge this before you start using it for any big time of use. We didn't charge this or nothing, so we're just going to put it in the car, see what it says for state of charge, make sure it moves, then we're going to get it fully charged. Then we'll commence to doing our test over time, and then we'll give you guys an update of, did it do good? Have we had any issues? If we had to deal with anything, did customer service handle all right? We'll give you all that real world information that I think most people would be looking for. So with that being said, guys, let me get you a closer look over here so you see what we got here, and then we'll get to tearing this cart into this cart. This cart has been converted. Like I mentioned, it's one of the test carts we use. We're going to put this battery in there, put it through its paces for a week or so. that's how we kind of do them. We rotate them through things and put them through their uses. So with that being said, let's get you guys over here. You guys can take a closer look. Obviously, the centerpiece is the battery. It's got this cool light blue top, which we haven't seen that before. Like I mentioned, I did see online that they have them in different colors. That'd be cool to get a hold of those. But this is one of the things I thought was pretty awesome. Being the screen in its own little dash mounted holder. Awesome. I love that, because that was one of the challenges, cutting into your dash or finding a spot in your dash for this item, especially when you're converting an older cart. So that is pretty awesome. Like I mentioned, they have their own proprietary type of plug. Where am I opening it at? Over down here. Their own type of plug, just like, you know, when you get a golf cart, it's got that weird charge setup. This has its own, which the charger, the cable that comes with the charger, whoop, knocking our screen down, we'll just plug right in there one way, boom, and it locks in with your cap. So that's pretty awesome. I kind of like that. I mean, the other ones are nice too. They just, it's kind of like they're giving you an extension cord, but with their own kind of ends on it. This here is a, I'm not sure. I'm thinking this is a communication cable, because there's a spot on the side for this. I mean, so that's probably what that's for. Your cable for your display. And of course this. Another thing about this charger and the cables, I mean, wiring has a lot to do with it, and these things feel awesome. I mean, the cable's nice and flexible. It feels like premium cable, which is important. Some of them other ones are stiff. Like even the cable off the charger, it's a nice flexible cord. I mean, it feels good in the hands. I mean, it's good gauge cable for the charger and everything, so that's good. Some of them are pretty small, but that's that. It also comes with all the hardware you would need for mounting, for batteries. Like that one there is going to be for your lugs to mount your cables down. And then you got the caps to cover the lugs once you're doing it, keep them protected. But that's pretty much what's here. This is the complete kit, which, like I said, it's a nicer one of the complete kits that I've seen, especially with the screen. And I mean, this I like a lot, the screen and the holder. I mean, some of the newer carts have the screens already built in, but the older carts we're converting, a lot of us don't have that. And then you got to cut your dash, and then there might not be room. Right here, a holder. Good job, Sisway. So with that being said, guys, we're going to get over here and get this, show you what we got as far as the cart. You guys might have seen them if you've been with the channel before. So we're going to get over here, check out the cart, get this ready to put in, and put it through its paces. Then we'll give it a full charge, and then take a distance run. But that'll be in a separate video for the distance runs and the tests. But let's get going. All right, giving you guys a quick view at the side of the battery. Of course, you got your lugs, your terminals here. That's where you're going to put everything. This is a vented case for any off gases, which there shouldn't be any in this really. This is for your display. It comes with that cable, same kind of 6-pin you see on a lot of them. This is your power on and off switch, so we can turn the battery on and off, which is game changer. And then your communication port. Pretty good looking battery overall. You can see the top of it here. It gives you a bunch more of the information. It's got like a plate that gives you more of the information on the battery, your voltages. Even though you're putting in a 48 volt cart, it is a 51.2 volt battery, which gives you that little extra boost and the 20 amp charge current. So it says the weight's 48 kilograms. What's that work out to be? I don't know, 100 pounds, almost 100 pounds, just under, something like that. So way lighter than lead acid batteries, like a lot, like 50% lighter. So with all that being said, let's get over here, tear into this cart and get this thing changed. I'm excited to get this thing done and give it a test. All right, guys, this is what we're dealing with here in our test cart. We have our area we set up for the battery. This works perfectly for those 105 amp hour batteries. It goes in lengthwise like this. And then we have the two sides. Since we use this for testing, we have multiple setups in here. We have a different charger we use as the main charger in this. We also have our Pro Chaser DC to DC converter for the 12 volt stuff. And then stuff in here, we also have a shunt hooked up in this one, so we can keep accurate reading of, you know, what's happening with the battery. A shunt's more accurate, so we have that also in here. We set this one up with a heavy duty solenoid, so that's got the heavy duty solenoid. And then on this side here is where we're going to mount our new charger for this battery. We got that set up for that. And then but it is a pretty easy setup once you're converted. And like I said, converting is not that hard, so don't let it intimidate you if you're looking to do that, if you're thinking about lithium. So now we're going to get our lithium battery set into this metal section, and then we can just go commence the hooking things up. Depending on how long it fits in here, all the connections for hooking up the cables around this front side of the battery, and that gets close to this stuff. So we got to make sure we have the clearance for that, and we can get our cables on there without touching anything else. That's why it's important to put those lug caps on when you're done. So let's get this placed in here, then we'll hook everything up and see what we're dealing with. All right, guys, we got our battery set in here. This is a little bigger of a battery, so it's a little more of a struggle to get it in this particular spot, but it does fit in there, and it gives us enough room up here to put our cables on and our cable guard, so we're good there, and we can still reach the button if we need to. Another thing I forgot to mention, when you're doing this job and you have if your cart has one of the tow run switches, make sure you put it into tow before you mess with your cart, but this one doesn't, so just put it out there in case your cart does. Put it in that method. All right, we have our battery mounted. We're just going to hook our cables up and put our charger over there on that side. So I'm going to mount that over there temporarily. Like I said, we're just going to make sure we have power, that the screen shows everything, and then we'll get this up to full charge and give it a good running and see what's up with that. So let me get the terminals hooked, or the cables hooked up. We got, they're in here somewhere. Here's our negative one we got to hook up, and then we got our positive one sits down there. We're going to hook that one up, like I said, and then we'll get that charger mounted and hooked up as well, because that'll have to mount to the terminals, and then we're set and ready to go. So let me get those hooked up real quick. All right, we just got the cables we needed to hook to the battery, the positive and negative. Since we're going through a shunt, we don't have many onto the negative. Pretty much you're only supposed to have the one negative for the cart. Everything else goes through the shunt. And then your positive, we have the few things like our converter and stuff goes through there. Next thing we got to do, we got our charger temporarily mounted there. We're going to plug that port that they give you, they include, into the charger. That's simple little plug. He's doing that right now. You'll hear it click once you push it in. There it is. I just heard it. So that's plugged in. Now to charge your battery, you're literally just going to plug this in, which we'll show you that. We're going to plug it in, and then you'll see the light come on the charger, because this has that remote charge discharge, or charging or charge light, which is going to be cool to see. This one right here, sorry, I got you guys all over the place. This light here will light up red if it's charging, or green if it's charged. So you can put that like through and have it stick out of the front here, and that way you can get a quick visual reference if it's charging or if it is charged. That's nice to have. I like those. So it's nice that they include that. And then we're going to mount our display. And like I said, since this is a test cart, we're going to temporarily run our cables and stuff. I mean, if this was your cart and you were, obviously you're going to route your cables underneath and have it come up for the display. But since this is our test cart, we're just going to put it like right there on the dash. The cable can run right across for now. That way we can get a read. We'll show you the screen. That thing's awesome. I love those ones. Now it's got that external holder for it. Game changer. So let's get this charger plugged in, and then we'll show you how the light lights up and how you plug in that charger. Like I said, is it kind of a proprietary plug, but I mean, if it works, right? So let me go get this thing plugged in. All right, guys, I forgot where we left off. The battery terminals are hooked up here along with the charger. We got the charger temporarily set into place. One thing I said in the beginning that we want to be messing with, we will be on this particular one, which I haven't seen, is on the side of the battery, there's that communication port. There's a cable for that. It plugs into there and then goes over to this plug here, which is part of the charger. I guess it communicates with the battery, you know, so it knows when it's full, stuff like that. So that's all plugged in. We got our remote light here somewhere, right here. That's going to tell us if it's charging or not. He's going to plug in the charger, and we'll see if this shows up.
There's even a light on here.
Here it goes. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it. It is charging. See and the charger kicked on. The fan is going.
There's even a light right here.
Yep, you see the light on the plug. That's pretty cool. So you know if you got power. Then you guys can hear down there the fan is running, and it is charging. You can see the solid, or the flashing red charge. When it's done, it'll be green. So that's going. We know that works. So we're going to shut that off for now, just so we can hook up the display and see what we're currently reading. Then we can make sure we move and everything, and then we will give that a full charge, the battery, and then we can give it a good and proper test. But next up, hooking up the display. All right, he's taking the cable that goes to the display and hooking it into the display port on the side of the battery. Our setup, it's a little tight. I wish I can get you guys in here for a better shot, but it's just going to be that communication port, or excuse me, the display port, He's plugging it into that. It only goes in one way, so you can't really mess that up. Then you screw the nut to tighten it on. And then we're just going to, like I said, we're going to run our cable up to the display. We'll show you how to hook it in the back of there. It's pretty self-explanatory. In the back of the display, there's the other end of the cable. You just plug that in there. Then this is going to display your current status of your battery, your current charge cycles, your balance of your batteries, everything you need right off of this. Like I said, and it is a touch screen, so you can rotate through the screens, but we'll get that hooked up here in a minute, and then you guys can see where we're currently at. We're curious ourselves what the battery comes shipped like, and then, like I said, we will make sure the cart moves, and then we'll put that on charge and get us a full charge. All right, guys, he's got the cable plugged into the battery. Just going to plug it into the back of the display. It's going to tell us what our current status of the battery is. So that'll be awesome to know. Peeling off the plastic. There it is. The battery's currently at 53%, so we got to get that up to charge. You can see at the bottom, you got the different screens. It's got 0 cycles on it. It's 57.8 amp hours into it. Status is normal. Next screen tells us the like all the different cells and how they're balanced and stuff. So as you can see, they're fairly balanced. You got the high and low there with the colors, but that's what we got. It displaying everything we need. It gives us a lot of information. We're just going to get this fully charged, and then we're going to take it on a run. But right now we'll just set our display up there for now. Like I said, this is our test cart, and then we're going to put this into gear, turn the battery on. Remember, there is a switch on your battery, so you're going to want to turn the battery on. There, I just heard it click, so our battery is on, and then we're going to give it a shot. Oh yeah, it's moving. So everything's hooked up. Like I said, ours is temporary. Don't pay attention to that. Yours will be more permanent. We use this as a test cart for all the different batteries and different things we try on carts. So that's all set up here. Our battery set in. We're going to strap this in the battery, and then we're going to take it for a big old cruise. Let us know what's going on. And then further down the road, we'll give you guys an update video. Hopefully, depends, especially if there's anything to report, like, holy crap, it failed, or holy crap, they're not very good customer service, whatever. If there's something like that, we will do a video, let you guys know to be aware of that. But if it's running good, you might not even see a video because we have nothing to report. Just it's doing what it's supposed to. But we're going to do our test on this. We'll do a range test. We'll do a surge test. We'll get on a hill with a cart full of people and try to hammer it and see if it can handle that without tripping. We're here in Florida, so we'll probably never get to that cold test on this. If it has a temp thing, we'll do that. But other than that, that's pretty much it to hook this up. I mean, it's pretty simple once you get your cart converted and you already have a tray set up. This here is a 97 Club Car DS. So you can see between the rails, this battery fits right in the center. It'll go from here where you see it all the way back to the motor. So it's back here somewhere. But it fits in there pretty nice. You strap it down, you're good to go. And then there's always room on the sides for your charger. I mean, that's a pretty beefy charger. There's lots of room over there for it. And then all your cables. You're going to be able to take the plug that came on this, where you're plugging it in. It's going to replace that plug there. That's where that one's going to go. So you'll have that routed to yours. But like I said, being a test card, I'm not going to go hooking all that up, because this one here has been converted to a NOCO plug for other setups, because most of them have had that. This is the first one I've seen like this with their own proprietary plug. So if you do go with this system, which is a nice system so far, I mean, I like the way the battery is. I like that it's serviceable. I like the display, definitely. But that comes with the plug. You can use it, no problem. So that's where we're at. We're going to get this battery charged up and give it a quick little jaunt. Actually, we might give it a quick little up and down real quick before we charge it. Make sure we're getting full speed out of it. But other than that, pretty nice. Well, there it is, guys. The Sisway battery, 105 amp hour. I love that thing. It's got the right size. It's got all the right features you want in that thing. The power button on the side and that display in its own thing. I love that. So we're going to be putting it through all its paces, giving it the full rundown. We'll fill you guys in a little bit later. Like I mentioned, if it is giving us problems, we'll put a video out and let you know that. We might put a short out somewhere down the road and let you know, okay, it's working good, just so you guys have an update. Or if you don't see us post one and it's been a while, just message us, ask us how we're liking it. We can answer you back so you know. One thing I didn't mention in the video, but when you're hooking up your battery, like this one here happens to have the off button on the battery. So when you're hooking up your cables, you don't get that spark. But whatever battery you go with, if you happen to go in one that doesn't have the button, you're going to get a spark when you hook your cables up. Chances are. Don't let it freak you out. It's normal. It's a lot of people ask me that. Is that normal? Yeah, that's normal if you get that spark. But it was a pretty easy install since we've already been converted. But like I mentioned, if you're thinking about converting, don't be afraid to do it. It's really, it's intimidating a little bit, but it's not. It's so easy to do. It's like clip, and join. I mean, it's literally that fast. Then you make a spot to put your battery in. But we're loving it so far. We'll put it through its test like we do all of them. Keep you guys informed. Hope you found this video helpful or informative. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button down below. Questions or comments, leave them also down below. If you are interested in the Sisway battery, we will leave a link to them down below so you guys can get yourself one and check it out. I think on Amazon right now, as of the time of this video, which is September 8th, they got a sale going on with a coupon so you can get it a little bit off. So you guys can check that out. We want to thank them for sending it to us. They are the sponsor of today's video. They did send it to us for review. Well, just like all our other ones, we'll put a review, good, bad, or in between. We'll let you know. We're not paid to say one way or the other. They just sent it to, yeah, we'll check it out. So we'll put it through its paces and let you guys know. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Try something new.